disorder that affects muscle tone, movement, and motor skills. It affects the ability to move in a coordinated or purposeful way. CP is usually caused by brain damage that occurs before or during the child's birth. The brain damage that leads to cerebral palsy can also lead to other health issues, including vision, hearing, and speech problems, as well as learning disabilities. In Matthew's case, it's affected the movement in his right side of his body. He has a learning disability, and it affects his speech. When Matthew was diagnosed with CP, doctors told his parents that he would never walk without assistance. Proving his doctor was wrong, Matthew took his first steps at 21 months, and he hasn't stopped since. These steps haven't come easily. From the time he was 20 months to 5 years old, he wore plastic splints on his legs that and had straps, Velcro straps went to his knee, and it held his legs at his feet at a 90-degree angle. He had to wear that for about 5 years, the first 5 years of his life. From the time he was 2.5 to 12 years old, he received, every 4 to 6 months, he would receive Botox injections. And basically what that was he would go to the doctor and they would shoot Botox into his muscles that paralyzed his muscles and then allowed them to stretch his muscles out. He did that every 4 to 6 months until he was 12 years old. About the time he was 5 or 6 years old, he had his heel cords lengthened. Around 11 years old, he had his hamstring lengthened. He also had serial casting. Serial casting involves positioning his foot, trying to get it closer in the proper way, and then casting it. He stays in that cast for 10 to 14 days, and they break the cast, try to position it even more, cast it, break the cast, position more. So that's a process that lasted for a while. And when he was 11 years old, he had hip derotation surgery. And basically what that involved was breaking his right femur and then rotating the leg and then putting it back in place with a plate, another plate. Up till then, all these procedures had minimal results. When he was 13, which was 2010, he received a Baclofen pump implant. If you see him running around here, you see it implanted in his abdomen, and it has a catheter that runs up his spine, and it shoots Baclofen, which is a muscle relaxant, and allows him to lengthen. You can see that his arm before this pump was really restricted to a position right about here, and now as you see him running, he's holding it down a little bit more. He could actually move his arm pretty far out, almost to a full. And if you see his strides, they're pretty amazing compared to where they were. Matthew's now entering his 4th year running cross country. As you can tell, as I just said, he's overcome a lot to get where he is today, and he continues to set and meet new goals. Without further ado, let's welcome Matthew Taylor.
I had a great 2 weeks of camp, so I hope you guys did too. So I just wanted to start off the night. I have a quote from actually the Karate Kid, and it's right at the very end of the movie, and it says, and this is what Jacob James said, so not Chinese. I don't know Chinese, so. It says, life will always knock us down, but we can choose to get back up. And I'm no different from any of you guys. I have obstacles you guys have obstacles, so we gotta come. I overcame a lot of obstacles in my life, and you guys go through obstacles every single day, either running, live. So you guys gotta, and me, gotta come overcome it. So I'm like, actually, yeah. So after after I got pumped, I started running. I had a few months after that. That was the summer of 2010. So I went to my neurosurgeon, and I had a spinal leak. It's kind of like a sprinkler, you know. It's sprinkling, so but not water, not water. So after that, I had a few months to lay on my back, and that was the toughest, most challenging thing that I ever done in my life. So that's pretty hard. And after that, I said to my neurosurgeon, I wanted to do something. And he was like, what? And I'm like, run. Well, he thought one time around the block, and I went, no. And to this day, he's amazed what I can do. So after that, I joined the cross country team in Baldwin. We're a small little town, so we kind of, I'm big for that as you guys. So I joined the team a few weeks later, and I think in about a week, coach? In about a week, I had my first cross country meet, and I went out there to join the team for a practice run, and it was at the small little park. So I went out there, and right before the line, I said, "Keep up, guys." So after that trial run, I went back. So, and then a few weeks later, like I said, I joined the cross country team. A week later, I ran my first race, and I was nervous out of my mind. I'm like, I've only been doing this for a week, so what did I do now? Wing it. So I finished that in 45 minutes, and then I started improving to 36 the next week, and then 35 the next week, and then 32. That was my first season in the season cross country. So I got better, and that summer, that was my first year Smoky Mountain running again. And I had no idea that we will be running mountains or Coach Benson wanted me to come out here. So, and after that, so another summer went by, and then I got faster. And then the end of that season, I got a 27. And then after that, I did my first ever half marathon, and I finished that in like, what was it, 42, 2 hours and something. So after that, I went down and did the Disney, and I ran that half marathon pretty good. So, and after that season, I was ready to go to camp, but I had like a leak in my pump. Like, remember that sprinkler I told you about? It was sprinkling like that. So after that, I couldn't run. I was so looking forward to run last year, so I never got a chance. So, and then I met a whole bunch of you JCITs and the campers. So, and after this year, after I'm coming off injury, and well, yeah, we can call it injury. So I got, I think the beginning of that season, the first meet, I ran at 30 something, and I got it down to 25. So, and the season went good. So I went and done 2 more half marathons, and I pretty much told all you guys I done 4 half marathons, and in February I did in Wilson Children's Hospital in Florida. That's a local children's hospital that sees a whole lot of, not like me, but they see kids like me, but they have like injuries and cancer. Well, I ran, and they have ultra run every year, and it's 55 miles. So I ran that, and I did 35 at the half. So after that, I did tried season, and I did pretty good. And I'm like, I'm ready for camp. I'm ready for camp. I'm ready for camp. And when I got here 2 weeks ago, I basically knew half the guys, so that's pretty good. And I met some new people on the way. And when I look at you guys, the JCITs, it's really motivated me to reach my long-term goal. I have 2 goals in life for running. Do a marathon. Actually, I'm going to do that this October. So, and my long-term goal is go to college. And you guys, the JCITs, really motivated me to go to college. So I'm hoping that anywhere out there, a school will take me, because I know I have the motivation from you guys, and I love you for that. So, and hold on a second. After I get the motivation from you guys. I have 2 goals this season. Breaking the 24s, 23s, and that's my first goal this season. And number 2 is make varsity. So, and them are my 2 goals. So, and let me tell you guys this, and I know I mentioned AJ last week. You know what's the hardest part of camp? It's not buzzer bait, it's not the training, it's that last day. When you pack up all your stuff and say goodbye to friends that you probably never see in a year, or that you're going to college or in a different state. And it's really hard to say goodbye, and that's the hardest part of camp. So to end out tonight, I'm going to do, okay, the pterodactyl. Okay.